Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I am Darren Moser, joined as always by my fellow Strandies, Philip Gilfus and Daniel Prue. And gentlemen, we are here on recording on the eve of the anniversary of Star Trek The Motion Picture. So this episode is going to be 3 hours long by comparison. That's how we would honor. It's how Gene would want it. But how was your guys' week?
And
it's all going to be music and visual effects. I'm sorry, podcast listeners, that this is an audio-only form of communication. But
we're also wearing really ugly onesies.
Yeah, that are extremely tight.
Nobody needs to see that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And there's going to be about 10 minutes where we just have this great shot of my Blue Yeti microphone.
Slowly panning around it.
Oh, man.
and just this look of awe on Daniel and mine's face as we're admiring it.
Yes.
I hope it doesn't
you
turn
didn't
inside
dare
out.
disappoint, Philip.
Yes, and Daniel, you're temporarily reduced in rank to commander for this.
Whatever.
And you're going to have to double as science officer, too. I'm sorry, but...
That's how it goes.
Oh, and editor and photo designer.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
And when you're off duty, you're going to have to wear that thing over your head as a decorative item. So
it's getting a little out of hand now, guys.
The Daniel unit must comply.
Well, it was an option to see the motion picture today, but we decided not to take it. It was a busy day. We went to one of the local bigger towns.
You mean in theaters, right? Because you obviously own a copy.
Do I?
I'm
I
assuming.
do own a copy. Do I own a copy? I think yes, I do own a copy. But yes, in the theaters. So, but anyway, because we went to Greensboro, North Carolina, for the day. We went to the Greensboro Comic Con, which it's not big, but it's like a medium size. And then there was also Greensboro Pride. So you basically walked down Elm Street.
Oh, that's
so you had
fun.
Pride there, and then you went to the hotel a couple blocks away for the Comic Con. So it was a whole day. That was nice. I did make this is not Star Trek related, but one thing I've noticed now with cons. This happened one con ago.
Con?
And this they may have been doing this for a long time, but there's going to be two things you're not going to see in the vendors room, like everywhere. Funko Pops, which is about half the vendors room, right? But also a big thing now is mystery boxes. So
yeah.
And so themed, whatever. So last con, I got a Slytherin mystery box.
God.
And with a lot of good stuff. Best wallet I've ever owned. Tie, a few other items. Not a lot, but a few. So this one, there were a couple of mystery boxes options. There was a Turtles one. There was a He-Man Masters of the Universe one. I'm trying to think. There was there was about 4 or 5 in this sort of booth. So I decided to pick one that I actually didn't have a lot of. So like He-Man, I actually have a pretty good amount of 80s He-Man figures, and then Turtles, I pretty much have. It's just like, well, what do I need? So I picked one that I actually don't have a lot of, and that was the Transformers. So I got a Transformers mystery box. So I ended up getting.
Does the box itself transform? That's the mystery.
Starscream.
It's basically got a a Starscreamish. It's not Starscream, but it's actually a newer, quote unquote, newer Transformer. Then I got 2 smaller ones.
Oh, okay.
And so and then I got 3 Transformer comics in this. So that was a pretty good deal.
That's obviously Star Trek related. It's Starscream-esque. That's one half of Star Trek.
Well, when I went to the
there.
con previously, where I got the Slytherin one, they did have some Star Trek ones, but it was either Star Trek the original series or Star Trek Discovery. And, there's only so much I would pay. I'm just like, if you like, but it was like, it was like $50 for those. So I was like,
That's
I'm not
chunk of a change.
Yeah, so for the Slytherin one, because like the tie, the wallet,
part of your soul,
luggage tag, something else.
Is it like a magical wallet? Like you cast a spell and you can fit as much money in it as you want?
And then it actually came with a nice Slytherin box, which I've been using for a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's my experience of nerdiness today.
Yeah, speaking of Discovery, actor Doug Jones won a Saturn Award this last weekend at the Saturn Awards and gave a nice little speech. So Congratulations to him, tallest man in Star Trek.
Discovery itself won an award. Is that correct? Was that a Saturn, or I saw something just this past weekend about it? But
Probably.
Yeah.
I only saw a little article just about the Doug Jones Award, but I would assume
won for Spinniest
that
Top.
Discovery probably also won Spinniest Top.
pokiest neck missiles or whatever.
Now, this is Star Trek related, but then okay. So this week, I think Tuesday, but we'll see. This week, I should be getting in my main engineering toy set, which that'll be a fun explanation for the wife.
Just bolt it on the wall and see if she noticed.
Well, I actually did get. I forget if I talked about this last week. What I did get in the mail the other day, my wife, of course, Jessica, co-host on Time and Space, likes to call any of my action figure my baby dolls, which is fine. Whatever. Let her have her licks, right? Except, I'm afraid I fell too much into it because about 2 or 3 days ago, I got in the mail a special ordered from this company. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But anyway, they make, for action figures, accessories, but stuff you can't find, bridge consoles or... and I may have talked about this before, the holodeck arch that would, and all this stuff. And,
but it's all the right scale and fits.
And you can change the scale. So, most Playmates would be the lowest, but there's 2 other scales you can go up to if you want to. So anyway, I ended up getting, long story short, TOS bridge chairs for anyone's familiar with the TOS.
So you got doll furniture for your baby.
Yes. When I was looking at that, I was like, this is pretty much dollhouse furniture, isn't it? So it's very good though. It was not much. So I got 3 chairs, and then I learned
my little tribble.
And then I learned a little another story about sexism in action figures because the Uhura figure cannot actually sit down. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
she's too busy standing, pointing forward, and giving commands as she's taking over the bridge.
Must be
pulling knives on Mayor Sulu.
This last weekend, just yesterday, was R2LA, the 16th year, and that's a local droid builder meetup that happens out here, and it is pretty big. It's about 150 people come through the day, and there's probably about 40 to 50 droids there, R2 units, mouse droids, BB-8s, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's just a lot of fun. We're just all talking shop and hanging out in 100-degree weather. And
I take it the one guy that's not welcome there is the bartender at the Mos Eisley Canteen.
A little reverse.
Yep. Yeah, we set up a bartender scanner, and if it trips, we go, hey, we don't want your kind here. Get out of here. But it's a lot of fun, and it's just cool to just chat and chill, and it's a lot of fun, and we're all excited for. There's even a Dio, which is the new little green one that is coming in the upcoming Star Wars Episode 9.
Was he even in the trailer?
Yeah, he's in the trailer,
okay.
And he rolled out on stage at Celebration Chicago this year. They had one they built that did that.
That's amazing that somebody can...
They're so fast.
Yeah.
There's a group, there's a Facebook group I'm a part of, and they're cranking them out. They're cranking out BD1 from the new Fallen Jedi video game.
Okay.
That's not even out until, these guys are fast.
Is there any droids in the Mandalorian marketing yet? Or besides IG-88?
IG-11, right? But he pretty much just looks like IG-88,
okay.
Slightly different. That's the only one I've seen in the trailers, but I'm sure we're going to get more.
I thought that was IG-88. Okay, that's good to know.
No, it's IG-11.
Okay.
So it's slightly different. It's voiced by what's it called? The director of Ragnarok.
Oh, Waititi? Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wow.
He says he's kind of childlike, kind of naive, and doesn't kind of understand a lot of his programming. So kind of I think he's partnered with another one of the guys. So he's basically like, hey, kill him, and he's just like, okay, pew pew.
So he's going to be the comedic relief of the show for sure.
I don't get the feeling that he's part of the main crew. I think he's just a secondary character, but yeah, I'm sure he'll have. He's just he's the funny murder bot.
Yeah,
everybody needs one of those.
Like HK.
Exactly. Because the goal of Star Wars is to bring HK back, but not in name.
Bring HK back. Let's do it.
What about you, Daniel? How was your week? How's that rewatch going?
Good. Well, not this week. Not good this week because I didn't watch anything. But Other than that, very, very good.
But you thought about it long and hard.
I am right about to finish my second to last, probably, rewatch of The Office before it leaves Netflix. So that's exciting.
That's right.
Yeah, but no.
Where's it going? Do you know?
NBC, I assume,
NBC's
has a
streaming, whatever they're doing. Yeah.
Is it called? Please tell me it's NBC All Access, because that would be the best thing.
Because the big thing
Best
was
thing
Friends
ever.
was leaving Netflix. Was obviously
Yeah, Friends in the Office, which are two of Netflix's biggest shows. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I thought it was
I hear it.
interesting. This is random, just because you said CBS All Access. When I was at the con,
No, I said NBC All Access.
but they had, obviously ships, Star Trek ships for sale. Not a lot, but a few. There was a newer NC 1701, because mine's a little beat up. So I mean, like, if I ever stumbled on one that wasn't prohibitively expensive, I'd probably just replace it because mine's kind of beat up looking. But anyway, I noticed it had the CBS All Access logo on it, which I thought was when did that start happening? So.
Maybe it's part of Star Trek universe or whatever they're calling that. Yeah, but I think no other news. I don't think we've heard anything more with Picard or any of the others since.
Oh,
last
actually,
week.
there is one thing, and I don't know if you guys caught this or not.
Oh, the slate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
Go ahead. explain
yeah,
that.
so eagle-eyed people, I guess all the cast.
When are they going to learn? Fans are going to
Yeah.
look at every pixel of any picture that's released on an official
That's why
account.
I kind of wonder if it's intentional or not. But yeah, so there was all the cast signed this thing, and
Maybe so they finished
eagle-eyed.
shooting.
Yeah.
Well, it was a slate,
Yeah.
a production slate from Picard.
Yep. And eagle-eyed fans noticed that, hey, that's Michael Dorn's signature on there. Wait a minute, he's not been announced for this show yet. So, and unsurprisingly, if it is the case, Worf will be in the show. But that also leaves open the possibility of more cameos that we haven't heard
I
about.
thought I had heard that CBS had actually released an official statement that Worf is not in the show.
Maybe he directed
God,
or something.
not a-
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm thinking maybe he directed an episode or did something, but I don't. I'm pretty sure they have stated that he is not. Like they didn't say Michael Dorn wasn't involved, but they said
He probably plays
Worf.
his grandson now that he's already played his grandfather. So.
Jeez.
Alexander did not have children. There's no way.
Maybe he's playing an old Alexander,
Well, if they did
like
a flashback
in the
with him,
creepiest way possible.
Yeah. Well, it could be in the last episode.
If he's not super gray hair, all good things, Worf, I'm going to be really disappointed. I'm not.
Well, when they're at the last episode of Star Trek Picard for season 1, they're like, "Oh, we're receiving a communique," and you just see W O.
It's the IKS Bork. Da da da. It like flies in, and then they
Yep.
just cut to season
No.
break.
So it doesn't say Worf. It says a representative for CBS confirmed to Newsweek that Michael Dorn is not appearing in Picard. Which,
That's kind of a weird way to say it.
yeah, I don't know.
but
Whatever that means. Take it where you will. But
I'm gonna take that, like Philip was saying, that he had a directing or some other kind of, thing, or he could have just signed the slate because he was there that day and he's just trolling us
just
all.
visiting. Yeah.
That very well.
I'm just telling
could
you
be as
guys,
well.
Star Trek Worf is still a viable concept.
Oh gosh,
for,
Captain Worf.
Jonathan, Patrick, Brent, Marina, they were all there, and he's like, I'm just going to go hang out with these guys. Like, I'm bored.
Always be pitching.
You know.
Or maybe he was having lunch with like Jonathan, and Jonathan was like, "Hey, look at this slate! Like we all signed it." It's like, you know what's funny? do, and just and Frakes is like, "Oh yeah, I can feel the nerd rage rising." All right, well, today we kind of hinted at this a couple weeks ago, as sometimes we'll come up with a little concept as we're talking about something else in Star Trek, and we latch onto it, and we're like, oh, that should be a great episode. We'll talk about that. So what we're going to do today on City Alpha 3 is we're going to create a crew, a squad, as you would. We're going to make a Section 31 Suicide Squad based off of those ne'er-do-well gray hats. Although nobody wears hats in the 24th century, but we're gonna think of characters that would work in a Suicide Squad. Daniel, give me a recap. What is a Suicide Squad? Our DC expert.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it
It's
was an
a
expert.
franchise that gets rescued by James Gunn.
Oh, there you go. Well, compared to Philip and myself, I'm going to go with you being
That's fair. That's fair.
the expert.
So
the blue shirt of DC, as you were.
If I remember my
again, I haven't
freshman
even-
comics correctly.
I read neither the comics nor have I seen the movie. Although I'm very aware of the Suicide Squad. It's just a team of bad guys put together by the ultra secret government organization where they implant explosive chips in their brain and force them to do suicide missions. The kinds of missions that are too dangerous for regular people to do. That they don't really care if they die, and if they don't go along with them, well, they're going to die anyways because they'll just blow up their brain. So it's just a silly, fun way to get a group of bad guys together to do some good. So it's kind
When
of
normally they would never work together
Right.
on their own
And
volition.
if I remember
right.
correctly, isn't the premise that they were originally formed in case Superman ever went bad?
that was, I believe, a plot point of the movie.
Okay.
Again, that's a stupid idea in that universe because none of the people on the Suicide Squad, like Harley Quinn has a bat.
Yeah,
What are you
they're
gonna
not
do?
powerful enough together to take him on, so it doesn't do any good.
Yeah, none of them could do anything against Superman, but that's a separate point. But yeah,
No. Well, and
So,
that's no,
so,
it's a good.
so
thank you. That's a good
unfortunately,
summary.
what this means is against all my instincts. That means Section 31 has to put together the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
Got to be Section 31. Now, I'm not gonna care about for the purpose of this thought exercise. Like, yeah, the majority are probably going to be from the
So we're
TNG
going
era,
with a,
but if you want to throw someone in from
Legends
the
of
past,
Tomorrow
I really don't
approach
care.
here.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's like so wait. So Marvel's What If is all like, let's do fantasy and do these weird situations. DC's What If is like, well, they wouldn't actually do that, so let's threaten them with bodily harm and death, and that will force the what if that we want.
He never forced the
good-
what if.
good to know,
I
good to
mean,
know.
It's an old saying in my family.
So I'm gonna start us off with he might be the leader. He
Well,
might,
okay.
might not be.
Let me jump
Go
in
ahead,
here
go ahead.
because one of the most famous elements of the Suicide Squad concept is Amanda Waller, who is the
That's true.
cutthroat, ruthless, basically villain, because she's the one that implants all these people
Right.
with these explosive chips, and she's the one that forces them. She basically considers all of these people expendable. Even though they're villains, she doesn't care if they die. She has no qualms about sacrificing them all or whatever, and she uses them as an ends justify the means type of situation.
They're just a tool, a fodder.
Yeah, and so she's
Okay.
she's
Do you think we need Amanda Waller first? Do we need to?
Section 31
She's
hand.
the
Okay.
one that. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm saying we're gonna just pick who we think is best for that. They don't have to have been shown to be Section 31. I'm saying we can pick any Star Trek character for any of these roles.
Okay.
So that's my framework. So I mean, you could. I'm just saying we don't have to go with like Stallone. 'Cause,
He's the easiest,
you know,
obvious
Well,
pick. Yeah.
yeah.
Can I throw this out? And again, we're reaching here, but I'm gonna go with this. What about Julian Bashir? Because in the novels, he becomes a Section 31 person.
Yeah, I was gonna have him as a suicide agent, but now that we're talking about the kind of Charlie, the overseeing character, I would almost
Garrick?
go with Garrick.
Except it's why does the Kardashians
But
care?
if Garrick like literally was I'm not even talking Kardashians. If Section 31 approached Garrick and recruited him to become the head of this, organization because he's got the knowledge and they're able to bend his scruples to do what
they
they
would have
want.
to promise that they would help Kardashian because he doesn't have any loyalty to the Federation,
Right.
So
Right.
they'd have to have a
Yeah, I think Garrick is probably the best choice overall. I was actually thinking, and this might be a little controversial, but I really think Cisco would be fantastic as that type of.
Gosh, I just can't.
It's-
I can't see it.
It's
I can't.
Yeah,
it's too.
It's tough to
too
put him
hard-
in that
too
role,
much.
but like when he wants to be, like that man is.
That's true.
Is brutal.
That's true. I saw a little thing because I follow a bunch of little movie and TV blips on Instagram and such, and one thing that usually comes up is it was talking about the episode where Sisko played one of Dax's former hosts, who was the murderer, and apparently, like, they had to reshoot a lot of it because he was so intense and so
Scared the
like
bejesus.
unnerving. Yeah, like literally scared his castmates that they're like, okay, Avery, you gotta tone it down. Like, we're gonna
Give
get
us what you think a
MA
6
rating
is.
for this episode. Yeah, so but I'm like, okay, so I mean, I could buy that, but
Well,
Sisko,
okay, I can see. Now, again, I don't know how this fits in the timeline, but we can ignore timelines. So Sisko is approached by Section 31 or Intel or whatever, and he's the one who recommends Garrick for this. So you can kind of tie it in together.
I mean, I could.
Okay.
I have no problem with picking Garrick because
so Sisko
you can
could
live with it.
So Sisko could recruit everyone, including
Are
Garrick.
you saying he's the General Flag or whoever that guy is that pulls them all together?
oh yeah, I guess he could be that guy.
Kind of like the Rick
But
Flag
he's not
guy.
on the squad, so
Yeah.
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 But our underline is we're kind of consensusing that Garrick is the Amanda Waller, is the one with his finger on the button, who's like got the earpiece and he's like, "No, Agent 2, you're gonna go do this,
Is
or
it
I'm gonna blow you
the
up."
Dominion piece, with the thing in his eye?
Oh yeah, he's obviously has the Dominion like tracking navigation eyepiece the whole time, which this works because I could use that for the cover art now. So
That's what this is all about.
yeah, it's just the ease
Well,
of
you
cover
see,
art.
I was just thinking.
Okay, so-
Sorry, this is going too long, but so I would think
No, no.
Cardassia Prime, and again timelines, but would have a lot of Dominion tech left after the war. They would have kept.
Yeah.
So he can.
that was my other thing I was gonna jump to is do we want a plausible
You could have a.
mechanical device for the I was gonna say something with Borg nano,
Well,
probes.
now you're gonna voyager this.
like something where they get infected, and that's how it's. I mean, it's the same thing. Like,
Sure.
basically, at the end of
Whatever.
the day, he can put a button and you die. Like,
Yeah.
the how isn't as important, but we could think of that.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't.
that
really
does
matter.
make. And I'm sorry to skip ahead, but then I would do want to Jem'Hadar on the
Oh,
spot.
then
All right.
the only one that you could even really put on the like the only one that we know by name is
yeah, no. Well, it's a new one. It's a new one.
Well, there was that. There's a couple episodes where they actually establish like he is first
Yeah.
prime or I am second or.
But it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
At this point, it's post-Dominion War or whatever. It doesn't matter at the time. But anyway, in my mind, he doesn't even have to be he could be like the guy in the back, Suicide Squad member. But I just want a Jem'Hadar.
guy in the back.
number
Exactly.
number
He could be-
18.
He's
Get
the
over
number
here.
18. That's his name.
He's the one
Number
that they
18.
blow up like the first mission in, so that they all realize that Garrick is serious.
No, they won't actually blow us up.
Yes.
Oh, really, number 18, Jem'Hadar?
Because that does happen. That does happen in almost every Suicide
Yeah.
Squad
You do it at the
story.
end
Yeah.
of the first episode, so people know. Oh, no one's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it when you fail the first mission because you're not taking it seriously. Nobody on
Or
the
even
team's
if they succeed, but they they miss one component,
Right.
or like they just mouth off,
Yeah.
like anyone else would consider it a win, but it's
Or-
not exactly like
Yeah,
Garrick
they
wanted.
hesitated too long, but then they say he's like,
Yeah.
yes, you succeeded this time, but what about next time?
Or they like lined their pockets with something as they were escaping, and he's like, "That wasn't the mission."
Are you saying they're like Rocket Raccoon, where they've stolen the batteries and?
Gem Raccoon, number 18. Okay, well, I think I've laid a lot of groundwork. Daniel or Philip, who has a candidate for? We've dredged through Starfleet prison. We've gone to New Zealand, and we're looking for people. And again, I'm saying it could be Starfleet bad guys. It could be anybody. But the best are the ones where, that what I'm talking about, like that kind of gray area where okay.
I don't know who you would cast. I mean, there's an obvious answer, but I don't think you go with the obvious answer. What if you had? I don't want to call him Shinzon, but one of the Picard
I
clones.
was just thinking that. That would be great. Yes. Do it. That would be fun.
Picard
Okay,
clone.
okay.
Well, I don't know
Shinzon,
what you want to call him.
Picard
you know.
clone.
That would be great. That would be really fantastic.
Shin's Nun or something. Like he's got some temperamental name, but Okay, got it. So he's not going to be part of the grand Romulan plan because he's jacked up and doesn't look anything like Picard anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you could decide how old he is. I mean, he could be young Picard age. He could be, whatever age.
Okay. So maybe he was cloned and accelerated properly, so he literally looks like Patrick Stewart.
Young Patrick Stewart.
But no, I'm saying like current age Patrick Stewart. Like if this was next gen era, like he looks like Captain Picard.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
No,
I would prefer a younger one, just because it's sort of almost like a Nightwing or Robin or something, except bad, of course.
Okay, got it. So it's the secondary to Batman. Yeah.
Are
we saying Pat McCarr's Batman? Because we're totally saying that Pat McCart's Batman.
Whatever you want to compare it to.
Right.
I would definitely.
I'm a mirror for you too, Shinzon.
I would definitely think young Shinzon would be very interesting, because then we could see like Picard with all of his intellectual capabilities, and then with this youth, and then
which apparently are genetic.
Yes. Well, yeah, you're right, but without any moral inhibitions, because obviously he would be totally fine with doing whatever. I don't know whatever, but whatever,
But he still doesn't want to do what he doesn't want to be told what to do. So he's still gonna be pushing against Garak. But
and then the irony is he hates wine. Nope.
No, he only prefers
and loves
British
kids.
wine.
Never touches the
He
sun.
likes British wine.
They're like, oh, we got some blood wine. He's like, I don't know.
He likes root beer.
Can't get
All
enough
right,
of it.
so one of the ones on my list was Thomas Riker.
Ooh.
So we had so I mean we basically got this in the Defiant episode where he steals the Defiant and like pulls off those sideburns, that extra beard to reveal the mirror goatee and that great shot.
So in the first episode, does he peel off this gut and then it's not.
Oh man. But
too soon.
And he doesn't remember O'Brien, which is great. So but no, I think that would also be interesting because he kind of makes me think of like the Deadshot character, where he kind of has like a moral reason to do the right thing, but he kind of goes about it by bad means. Like I think Deadshot has like a family or something, or a kid. He like ultimately just wants money for his family, but he goes about it by killing people. But I like Thomas Riker because then, oh man, Shinzon and Thomas Riker, I'm just picturing that. Like that's gonna be a really interesting
If you call
dynamic.
me number one, I will.
He calls him number two.
That's a great point too. And what you could do is you could even like push the buttons on like Thomas Riker as the unfortunate individual, like a he's a victim of circumstance, right? Where
he is, Garak's like promising, like, I'll get you on the track that you want if you want to go to Starfleet or you want to own your own moon or whatever. But you got to do what I tell you.
Yeah. Thomas Riker would be he would be the one pushing to follow the actual orders and stuff like that. He'd be like, we can do this. Let's all work together. He's the actual.
But he also has a lot to lose.
Right.
That's why he wants to follow the line.
Yeah. That's a great pick. That's a fantastic pick.
Well, I don't know if I get full credit. I'm pretty sure we discussed a couple of things when we came up with this topic a couple weeks ago, but I wrote it down, so I'll take credit for that. But what about you, Daniel? Someone in your wheelhouse?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I've got a lot of ideas. But I'll stick with, I think, the main one, and the one I would say would be the leader. The de facto leader, the powerful one of the group.
I think at the end not that you can't say leader, but I think by the end we'll kind of circle back and maybe adjust that. But go with your gut.
And he would also be the wild card as well, and the one fighting against the Authority. But anyways, Lore. I think Lore is absolutely perfect for this sort of thing.
Wow. Man, so now we have Shinzon, Thomas Riker, and Lore. We literally got
we're
the
just
three.
doing the Mara TNG,
and they're like the Bizarro doppelganger. Yeah, it's very
somehow
man.
Worf's brother who got his main.
I hadn't even thought of
mind
Lore.
rearranged. Do we bring him back too?
Oh, that's a great pick. I hadn't even thought of Lore, but that's a good idea. And then Garak has control over him in other ways, like not. And what if this? What if Garak can see through Lore's eyes, and that's one of the way he monitors the squad?
Yeah,
I can sort of picture this of Cardassian, your bomb can't, explode my whatever mental mind. He's like, oh, no, that's right. But I do know where your off button is.
And I installed 3 more off buttons when you weren't looking. Oh, yeah, lore is good. That's going to be
And
good.
he gets that tick back again.
Yeah, the little tick, and he's always rubbing his thumb, like,
Used to have weapons here.
Was there something there? Now, another one we had thought about last time was Ardra.
Yeah.
She's
Type A personalities. We're gonna have a lot of big egos.
yeah, it's not gonna work out too
That's
well.
kind of
with
that's the
structure
whole
well.
conceit
Yeah.
of the concept. That's
Yeah.
the entire thing is that these people do.
They're
not
all
work
loners.
together.
They don't work well together, and it's so. I mean, because I could totally see her being like, "No, I'm the leader," and it's like, well,
And you're my
You know.
sidekicks.
you're my groupies. You must have heard of me, Lore. And Lore doesn't know a thing about Ardra, and it like infuriates her. That
Oh no,
he's
she'd
just
be like, well, I guess that
"Who?
positronic brain really doesn't contain all the knowledge.
1 trillion
I mean,
calculations.
it starts with
a
A.
second. How
You can't even start at the
slow?
beginning of the alphabet.
Oh, and she starts using all these contractions around him just to.
No, Lore can.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah, yeah.
don't forget, Lore.
Oh,
Lore
that's
can
true,
use
that's
those
true.
contractions.
Well, I'm sure she'll find other ways to needle him.
You say things
But
like
yeah, I think-
cannot and do not.
Yes.
And I think also because she's got the tech, like she's
Okay.
she's got like maybe her ship is their ship, and so she's got like a cloak and it's got like holographic technology and like so they can actually have a chance of pulling off whatever the heck Garrick's actually
What
having
kind of
him
ship do you
do.
think they would have? Like it has to be something.
Oh, it's got to be that one we see all the time where it's got like the points in the front. It kind of looks like a crab a little bit. And I think we see it in I think it's the one used in Gambit where
of course.
it
Back to Gambit.
Here we go.
Hey.
How many Gambit characters are going to make it in this one?
But I usually guys look it up.
Oh,
and
okay.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Like we see it a lot. Like it's used as like a attack medium sized ship often.
I would have never been able to pick that ship out of a. Okay, all right.
But if you have another thought,
No, that works.
we get the Sao Paulo because it's totally different ship.
I'm just trying to think of
that
something
nobody-
that's iconic, but would you not expect? Like not a Klingon bird of prey, but like something.
a runabout and they're all like crammed in. Like there's way too many people for the runabout. Like they can't fit. Or we could do. What about the Maquis Raider? That was a fairly decent sized ship.
Or they're
But-
all just in an old rusty B, an old rusty.
Enterprise B.
Oh God, what are they? Excelsior.
I was
Excelsior.
gonna say that's a little big.
Yeah.
Oh my! Wait, that's a little big there, Daniel. Excelsior class.
But there's so many just scooting
a
about. They might as
trainee
well
and a
just
chimpanzee could run her.
commandeer one. So
Or what about something like the Genoland? That was kind of a nice sized ship, but it wasn't too big. I mean, all we had for scale was the side of the Dyson sphere, so that's a little hard to tell. But
We'll work on it.
or you could do a
Yeah, we-
Reliant class.
again, like I feel that's almost too big because if at most this is going to have like what 10, 20 people.
How many
and that's
people
like-
were there on
Millennium Falcon.
SETI Alpha? No, not on the Millennium Falcon. How many people did Khan have on SETI Alpha 5? Four, whatever it was.
True. Okay, maybe in a line. I mean, that seems a little high profile, but maybe in like their second mission, they have to infiltrate like. And then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, look at that relic!" Like everybody take pictures. It's like you never see one of those
Well,
anymore.
I think they should be given
They're
like
this is-
like one of the ships you named the smaller ships in the first episode, but it explodes because of hijinks, and and then in the second
Ooh,
episode they get
ooh.
like the nicer
no,
ship.
they get an Obrith
Oh
class.
God, yeah, that's great. That's great. I love it.
It's just so, it's so bad. And they're just like, and like the running joke is they don't know how to get to
No,
the
I know. I just put like the
secondaries.
second at the end of the second episode. It can be like number 18 or whatever. Well, no, he's dead. Okay, it could be
Yeah. Where have you been, number 18? You've been gone for like 3 days.
or you could introduce one of the characters that we haven't named yet in the first episode, and then we just don't see them for a lot. And then at the end of episode 2, you're just like, man, this ship. But that one part, I don't know how it's gonna. You just like see him walking alone, guys. Guys.
No. Even better, they hear for like the first 3 episodes, what they think is the computer is actually this other guy in the other section just talking to them on the comms.
I'm your engineer.
But they don't realize, but they don't realize it's actually a person until he like walks in and like, hey guys, and they're like, who are you? Oh, I'm Bob. You've been talking to me the last 3 weeks.
See, I almost want a non-humanoid for that character. I mean, like I'm not saying a Horta, but something like that.
No, just might as well go full Horta.
Right. Oh, you never go full Horta.
Okay. What's another thought from your list?
Well, I have one. It's a little out there. It's also a little timey-wimey. But Janice Lester. Now, I know you people aren't TOSers, but this would be the last episode of the original series, Turnabout Intruder.
Is she the woman who wanted to be captain? And swapped bodies with and swapped with Kirk.
Crazy. Okay. And so she's going to be, I don't know what the time explanation, frozen it, whatever. They discovered her.
Maybe the spinny thing, like, made a copy of her that was frozen in time or something.
Whatever. Or discovered frozen, and there's a shield. No, never mind. That's another premise. But anyway, because she's going to have the Starfleet knowledge, but she's hates Starfleet. And
way out of date.
Crazy. And bitter.
It's like, oh yeah, well, there's this outpost. You mean that outpost that was destroyed 20 years ago? Oh yeah.
Yeah, all her knowledge is extremely dated.
Yeah, because I'm still roughly kind of setting this in that Voyager DS9 era.
But she always because she's someone who always wanted to be a captain but couldn't, so she's always going to have that.
But she's still not the captain of this crew.
But she still wants to be.
So
she's definitely going to be trying to turn on the other people to get.
That's a good choice. That's an interesting choice.
I was struggling to think of some TOS people, so I'm glad we get one, and we'll pull her through time for this mission. Who else is on your list, Daniel?
One that fits super perfectly, I think, is Suitor.
Oh, okay.
Because you now give him an opportunity to do the thing that he really wants to do. Not to take away from his fantastic redemption arc there, but and he would be the...
Now remind if people didn't know the episode or from Voyager.
Yes, of course, Suitor Ensign. Is he Ensign?
Yes,
Lieutenant Ensign Suitor.
He's an ensign lieutenant.
Yeah, he's the
he's a fake ensign
He's the Beta Z on the only Betazoid I think we know from Voyager, who he likes to murderize people. So, and he tries his best not to, to his credit, but he ultimately fails because he murderizes people. And he obviously has some moral issues here, so he might fit in with this team and this mission very well. In fact, he may slip into... This could cause him to slip into maybe a more homicidal lifestyle after this sort of stuff. But I think
maybe he's got like a multiple personality where he's always kind of talking to himself, or he maybe gives his like other personality another name, and he's like, "Oh no, don't do that." So no, but I must.
He would be
Gollum-esque.
He would be the reluctant one, I mean, they would all be reluctant.
He'd be the Boy Scout of the group.
He was on a redemption arc.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He would be like, I don't do that anymore, and Garrick's like, you do what I tell you now.
Kind of a Jekyll Hyde, where Dr. Jekyll doesn't want to do it, but he has that darker impulse.
In an evil way, he's almost like the Hulk. So because he has that, you can throw him in a room and he'll kill everyone in the room, but he doesn't want to.
But he doesn't want to.
Right. Yeah.
All right. This is good. My next one was Vash. She's still a little bit on the good side. She's probably, of all this list, because we get a lot more time with her. But she also would totally sell you out, if it really, if it meant she got what she wanted.
How would her and Ardra relate?
They're very similar in some ways. I mean, it's basically they're basically half their personalities are the same, where they both go after Picard. It's just that one kind of gets them and one doesn't.
Almost suggesting, I don't know, because I'm trying to make sure this isn't sexist.
I'd almost retract Vash just because Audra's there too. They are really, really similar.
I mean, my only suggestion for Vash, and again, I don't want this to come across as sexist, is that somehow you get the younger version of her. Again, why I'm not against casting, a woman of Vash's age, because there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, it wipes away that experience, so we don't have the
Oh, so it's like pre-Picard meeting Vash.
And so that's the only reason I would go with the younger Vash. I don't know if it's like the time agents or just who knows.
So it's more when she's like, because she's got the thieving. She's a thief. That's what she is. So she's got that part, and she's like a constant liar. So in that regard, that's kind of different than Audra. Audra's more of like the deceptor, like she the power trip, and they would also big her like nothing else. And it also ups our. Now we got 3 ladies on the squad, so we're trying to represent. I mean, I don't know if that's really important in the Suicide Squad, but
well, the Horda's a lady too. I'd be counting her.
That's true. I'll write down the Horda. So far, to recap, we have Garrick as our Amanda Waller with his finger on the button. We have Shinzon, young Picard. We have Thomas Riker, Lore, Ardra, Janice Lester, Suter, Vash, and the Horda, and number 18.
Yeah, who'll get killed, but
who died? I mean, he's on the list, but he won't be in the opening title.
How big is the squad, by the way? I don't know.
I was just going to ask, how many more
1,
people
2,
are we putting
3,
on the squad?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 9 right now. Although Horda and Jem'Hadar number 18 are not.
Who's the engineer? Who's the engineer that's going to be? We're going to find out that we don't discover.
I thought the Horda
okay,
was
right.
the engineer.
Okay, that's right. That's fine.
Saying.
So you're not going to see the Horda. So when you're going to kill off number 18 in the first episode, and you're going to feel like you're going to be a number short, but you're not because you're going to discover the Horda engineer in episode 2, in the engineering section,
right?
Who is also voiced by Tiki Wahidi.
So not counting number 18 Jem'Hadar, that's 8. So that's a pretty good size. I don't know if there's an official like. I know the Suicide Squad probably like varies depending on
and then
the
Suicide
story.
Squad West Coast. I didn't do that,
but that kind of sounds about right. Like I don't really think it would be that much bigger. Okay, so we have the Suicide Squad. I guess 2 other things. Do we have a name for them, or are we just going to go with Suicide Squad?
I don't think they would be called Suicide. Well, maybe Section 31 calls them. They would have to have an official name, but the Section 31 would call them Suicide Squad, but not to their face. I don't.
Garrick
think.
certainly would.
Yes.
Yeah. And they got their we'll
the Federation. It'd be like a Federation, even though it's Section 31. They'd have this Federation-y name.
Maybe there's like Section 31 comes from the word Section 31, like that part of the charter. Maybe there's another part of the charter, so they're just like Section 12.
Strategic.
You guys should really work on that. Whoa, we're mixing universes now. That's not good.
But okay, well,
we could call them the Avengers.
But they're on their. So they have their Obrith, and we can if we think of a name for it, we can throw that in. But the other thing I want to talk about before we wrapped up was what we need a mission. What's at least one mission we can send this team on? Do we need to, I don't know, deactivate the weather grid on Ryza?
So,
or taking out the Klingon High Chancellor. I mean, there's really no in between.
I feel like we have to have sort of a. Well, I don't know. Maybe a smaller scale.
You mean like a starter mission?
Then maybe that's more appropriate
to where number 18 dies, so everyone knows like we take it seriously.
Yeah, maybe a smaller mission should be more second episode because obviously you want the pilot to be high stakes. But their first few missions, one of them could be Borg cleanup. So, they have whether it was the Voyager incident or just some other thing. There's this, we've detected, there's this Borg. It's probably fine. It's probably fine, guys. But we need you to go in there because you're expendable.
We're sure we got 99.999% of those nanoprobes, so we're fine. Everything's fine.
But you're expendable, so go in there. You know what? Also, okay, guys, I know we can't add people, but I just thought about expendable. You know who else is expendable in this time? Some certain workers who are mining in some caverns.
Oh my gosh! Yes, a Model
EMH
2
Mark
EMH.
1.
EMH Mark 1. Yes. Well, that has to be their doctor because no other doctor would be on this ship.
Those EMH 1s have revolted on the planet, and so they have to go subdue the holographic
Oh, yes, and then he joins the team. One joins the team at the end of the episode.
And so Robert Picardo plays like 8 different versions.
It's like Smiley, Doc, Bashful, and Sleepy.
Or what you do is you have them activate the Doctor on the first episode
On the Obrith.
And
the system was never designed for this, but they made it work.
And then you contrive some situation why he just becomes the permanent Doctor. Oh, we're not gonna.
They deleted all his ethical subroutines.
Exactly, and you see the difference in character growth between what the Doctor and the Voyager does, and then like how much more like crazy is this guy,
right?
Than the Doctor and the Voyager. That'd be pretty cool.
Like he you threaten him and he doesn't flinch. He just like triggers something like without moving, and it like sucks all the air out of the room.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care because he's a hologram.
You know, I'm not serious about this, but just because I don't think Bob Picardo will sign in for another series. I mean, I'm sure he likes it, but he's got other things. So you have him show up, as the EMH one they tried out, but because, like you said, the 23rd century technology doesn't quite meet today's technology, you almost get like a Danny DeVito kind of. Because it morphs the form.
So maybe it's they start as Mark 1, and then he's like, you know what? I never liked this face, and he's like trying different faces, and so the face he ends up is just the other actor they cast to
That'd
play
be cool.
the Mark 1.
I get behind that.
Yeah, and then their mission is the EMH Mark 1 purge, where they have to take out all the EMHs that have been pressed into service because they're revolting. Like some sort of revolt virus is spreading between them. With their pickaxe for arms.
That's
Remember
right.
we talked about this. So, oh man, okay, EMH Mark 1, and everyone just calls him like Mark 1 or something like that. Something really derogatory.
They call him
like no name.
I don't know. It'd be something like redundant
McCoy.
or something. Because why does the Suicide Squad need a doctor?
Yeah, just so like, they call him the Mortician.
That would be great.
Like that. Like literally, his
that.
only job would be. Is like he's in the morgue more than he's in the doctor's suite. Oh, they maybe call him Mort.
And I can see like
instead of the mortician
in the infirmary or sick bay or whatever. It just has like a numbered morgue tubes.
How
of all of
now
them.
serving number 3?
Like, it has like if there's 9 of them, it just has morgue tubes 1 through 9. He's like, well, I'm going to fill all these up eventually.
It already has their names on the.
And so when
doors,
19 dies, you just see him do like a little shriek X on there.
Yeah, it's like the light turns from like green to red or whatever, and it's just like, well, that one's occupied. He's just he's just ready.
But their names aren't like, it's just written in like dry erase, so that
penciled in.
Yeah,
so that
he took like a sonic scalpel and just carved it into the thing, and he's just like, oh, this is yours. It's like, what are you doing, Doctor? He's like, oh, this is your number right here. Oh man, that's deranged and awesome. All right, so we got Suicide Squad 31 on the Obrith class with Shinzon, Thomas, Riker, Lore, Audra, Janice Lester, Suter, Vash, Horda, Jem'Hadar 18, and the EMH Mark 1 Revolter. And their first mission is the EMH Mark 1 Purge on the
mining colony
Delvinian asteroid or whatever. Yeah, whatever it is. Cestus 3 or something. Well, it's a great episode right there, guys. I would watch it. I'd totally
Coming
watch
to CBS
it.
All Access.
Do I think it would ever see the light of day? Nope. But that's why podcasts are fun, because we can think of crazy stuff.
Well, we leave it to Punch it to write the actual first episode. So
That's right. And this is a great time to plug. There's a contact form on the Nerd Party's website, nerdparty.com. And if you go there, you can select our show and send us a message. If you think of someone we missed, of like, oh, Philip, Daniel, Darren, obviously you should have included blah, 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 on the team. They would have been great. And we needed a counselor, obviously, on this list. Or something like that. Who knows? So maybe we'll get Mirror Dax or something like that. Which
one?
Yeah, so let us know if you think let us Esri, obviously, but let us know if you think of another member of our Section 31 Suicide Squad. But yeah. Well, Philip, if someone wanted to talk to you about the fate of Jem'Hadar number 17, where would they find you?
Yes, he was definitely not the first. They can find me on Twitter at NCPublicServant.
And Daniel, if you wanted to let someone know what facial hairstyle Thomas Riker should be sporting, where would they find you?
They can find me on Twitter under the username OneUpDan. That's the number one, not the word. As in, there is only one facial hairstyle that Thomas Riker should be sporting, and I'll leave it to you to guess.
I was really hoping you would tell us your thoughts, but maybe next week. And if someone wanted to talk to me about how Garrick will always be in shadow and from the back, like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, they can find me on Twitter, Instagram under username Dr. Sci-Fi, DRSCIFI. I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
Stranded here on this Oberth class, circling City Alpha 3.